Chanel got in trouble last year.
Uh-oh.
Because they put out an advent calendar that was like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And then people were mad that the contents in it was like a keychain, a paperclip.
Well, so
like a Chanel paperclip, but...
Was Chanel just trolling everyone?
Well, no, I just think that the total value you have to spread out. It can't be $100 item in each window.
It's true.
So you're going to have your slap bracelet and your eraser.
But it's a Chanel slap bracelet.
Trim the tree and cue the music. I'm Rebecca.
I'm Paige.
And this is
Made from What's Left.
Jingle, jingle. Jingle, jingle.
Christmas edition.
Christmas edition.
Christmas
Unless you're listening to this in July, in which case, welcome.
Well, it's, still the Christmas spectacular. Still interesting.
Those presents have been long unwrapped.
The sweatshirts are already threadbare.
So what are we talking about today? A whole bunch of things that are kind of iconically Winnipegly.
Not a Pegly.
Higgly.
Not a Higgly Piggly. Not a Piggly
Things
Wiggly.
that are inherently festive. Iconically festive.
Things that are
Festive.
Winnipeg Christmas heritage.
Oh, yeah. Favorite traditions?
Yes.
Sights and sounds?
Yes. Should we kick this off with a game I like to call Christmas Yay or Nay?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Your hot take.
Okay.
Christmas Yay or Nay? Mistletoe.
Oh, I thought that was the first question.
And you were already naying.
I don't know.
Okay, it's not yay or nay. It's yay or nay. Christmas edition. Okay. Mistletoe.
Nay.
Ribbon candy.
Oh, no. Nay. It's always dusty.
And it's like very difficult to eat.
It's very difficult to eat. I don't think it's good for your teeth for many reasons.
Even if they're decorative or functional.
No, my teeth are basically decorative and I'm not allowed to eat ribbon candy.
Gingerbread house, yay or nay? You know how many hands touched it?
So many hands have touched it. But even if you make your own, like you're not going to bust it apart and eat it. So
No.
it's kind of a waste of candy.
Yep.
Nay.
Elf on a shelf.
Nay. But I will say
No, there's no but.
No, I will say this. I have had a couple friends that have been like wildly creative with their elf on a shelf antics. But
Yeah.
still nay.
Yeah. That's a nay. Caroling.
I mean, maybe.
We're getting nods of approval from young Rebecca.
Young
who
Rebecca
sings
would be like fully on board to
professionally.
carol. I wouldn't want to go caroling. And I think I would feel awkward if someone caroled at me. But if I was in a mall, I would welcome.
Or if it was on a movie.
Even if it's just a ghetto blaster and some dingbat professing his love to me with cards. I was in a mall recently and I was lured by the sound of an accordion choir.
Oh.
Would it be a choir? An accordion ensemble?
Band?
An accordion band?
Group?
Playing Christmas carols. And
Ensemble.
I thought that was magical. Caroling, nay. No. It's not for me.
Yay or nay? Animated window displays.
Yay.
So much
Yay.
yay.
So much yay.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
the yay.
Santa Claus parade.
I mean, people are welcome to do it. I'm not going to stand outside.
So it's a nay for
I'm
you.
certainly not going to be invited to be in one.
Why?
But people like it. People dig that kind of thing.
Okay. Sitting on Santa's knee.
I do like a beard. I would say, but no, it's a creepy. I think COVID maybe broke people of the tradition of dropping their children onto the lap of a stranger. As nice as some of these Santas are, I'm sure it sets a creepy precedent.
But don't you as a parent want to have a picture of your child screaming and crying?
Well, everyone does, yeah.
At least yearly?
It's a little bit of schadenfreude.
Yeah.
I used to, when I worked at a camera store, We were the place where people would pick up their Santa photos.
Listener, that's one more
that's one more place
position Roy has worked.
And so people would come pick up their Santa photos, and it was as if they were picking up grad portraits.
Oh, yeah.
Like they wanted retakes.
Oh, no.
No. You get what you get.
Yay or nay, advent calendars?
Yay.
That was a quick yay.
Well, yay. Even if they're bad,
they're good.
They're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of okay.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I need to start mine.
Oh, yeah.
I got to eat like 5 pieces of chocolate when I get home.
Excellent. Those are the best kinds of days.
I know.
The catch-up days.
I do miss the Starbucks
Me
advent
too.
calendars that we used to get.
Some delightful salted caramel in those calendars.
Body Shop does a good advent calendar.
I don't want to know what their chocolate tastes like.
Tastes like soap, but you can wash your body with it. Spoiler alert.
It's a call out to a Christmas story. Yay or nay? I think I know the answer to this. Hallmark Christmas movies.
Oh, 100% yay.
Didn't you make a Hallmark Christmas movie bingo card?
I sure did. We should link to it.
Let's do it.
We can let listeners play along.
Let's do it.
It has things on it like gazebo, cup of takeout coffee, Christmas tree stand, ugly sweater, like a flower fight or like a baking supply fight in the kitchen.
Yeah.
That's always romantic. I love a Hallmark movie. Even when they're bad, they're bad.
Good.
And a lot of them are filmed in Winnipeg, so you can play What's That Building?
Somebody's made a list of the Winnipeg filmed Hallmark movies. Mm-hmm. I have yet to find one in the wild.
A Hallmark movie?
Yeah.
Okay, my favorite is Christmas Connection.
Okay. That was filmed in Winnipeg.
That was filmed in Winnipeg. And what's really fun about that one is she's a flight attendant. And when she flies from Chicago to Seattle, she leaves from the Winnipeg airport and she arrives at the Winnipeg airport, but just in a different part.
I hope she didn't pay much for that ticket.
And she gets on the flight. You know, when you fly to Saskatoon and you go right to the end by the Tim Hortons and you go out that weird door and down and you have to like walk across the tarmac?
Yeah.
That's the door where her flight leaves from to fly Seattle to Chicago. It's a gooder.
All right.
It's a gooder.
I'm going to have to watch that. Yeah. Yay or nay plum pudding? This isn't a visual medium. You'll have to tell the listener what your face looks like right now.
I think because it's a steamed bready dessert, texturally it's not my thing. And then also it's just full of mystery. It's like in the same category as fruitcake. There's too much in it to...
Oh, hey, settle down. That's coming.
We're not there yet?
Yay or nay? Family photo card.
Coming from others?
Yeah. Well, no. I mean,
no, we used to
in general.
We used to do a family photo card, but there's only 2 of us, so it was okay. It wasn't annoying.
Did you match your clothes?
No, it was just a picture that had randomly been taken.
Was Santa in the picture?
Never.
Yay or nay? Nutcracker.
Okay, I am oddly terrified of nutcrackers.
What?
They're like Oompa Loompas. But I love the Nutcracker ballet.
Okay.
And I have a nutcracker in my living room because I thought it would be hilarious to recreate the Dick in a Box skit with a nutcracker. And I've attached a little present to him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you oddly terrified of your own creation?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
At least I amuse myself, though.
Well, you did.
Step 1.
Yay or nay, eggnog?
Yay.
Yay or nay, ugly Christmas sweater?
Nay. 100% nay.
Yay or nay, figgy pudding?
Did you ask me that already?
Nope.
What did you ask me?
Plum pudding.
Isn't that the same?
Is it? One's a plum, one's a fig. Yay or nay, fruitcake?
100% no. Light fruitcake, dark fruitcake.
Nutty, without nuts.
Glacé cherries. Nope. Nope.
It's just a bad scene.
Nope. Don't want it.
My last yay or nay is, I'm not sure if you'll know about this. I'm hoping you do.
Okay.
Pumpkinhead. No?
No.
You don't know about Pumpkinhead?
At Christmas?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right.
That was the Eaton's answer to Rudolph.
Oh, Pumpkinhead.
Yes.
You know who would know a lot about Pumpkinhead?
Me.
Corey Q.
Oh, Corey.
He would know a lot about Pumpkinhead.
It's Pumpkinhead.
Corey also has some vintage
Stop saying
Pumpkinhead.
Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead.
No, I think he actually has like some like vintage Pumpkinhead stuff. Pumpkinhead.
We
Okay,
have.
Yay to Pumpkinhead. I apologize for not knowing what you were talking about earlier.
She doesn't look like she apologizes.
No remorse whatsoever.
Okay, but fun fact about Pumpkinhead.
Oh boy.
The animator
Yes.
who drew Pumpkinhead
Yes.
then went on to draw Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd, Snow White, and 6 dwarfs, because there was originally only 6. All these fun facts jammed into one thing.
That's exciting. Did you know that Snow White was based on a Winnipeg waitress?
No. Well, that all kind of makes sense. Because the
he was
animator,
from like the Gimli area, was he not?
well, I thought he was from Winnipeg,
Yeah.
but maybe Gimli. And he sold the copyright for Pumpkinhead for $1
Cheapers.
in 1949.
Well, it was like $100 by today's standard.
Well, not just that, he probably could have never worked again just on the royalties of Pumpkinhead, because it took off enormously in the 40s and 50s. But he was a little bit spicy.
That's exciting.
And so legend has it that he was drunk at a party at the Fort Garry Hotel.
Uh-huh.
And he got into an argument with an Eaton's executive, punched him out, and got fired.
All roads lead back to Eaton's, eh?
They all do, especially at Christmas time.
What about candy canes?
No, that's it. Christmas, yay or nay. Done for
But
the
I put
year.
one for you.
Okay.
Candy canes.
Yay.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you crunch them or do you suck them until they're sharp like a shank?
Pretty much just crunch them.
Okay.
I can't with the hard candy for very long. I just always eat it. Twice in my life, we handmade candy canes with Grandpa.
That's crazy. So would you like pull them?
He did the pulling
Yeah.
on a hook.
Yeah.
A steel hook hung on the wall. He did
Yeah.
the candy pulling. Then they would create these massive loaves of the candy, apply the color to the loaves, then take the loaves and start to twist and pull. And
That's exciting.
it was super exciting. He made
And then you
every
cut
size.
them into length and you'd apply the hook.
Yeah.
Because they'd be cool enough to handle at that point.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Our little hands burned off.
That's so much fun for you and your people.
We had so much fun.
Yay or nay? Christmas trees. Do you put up a tree?
Yes.
I knew that because I go and
You
help
decorate it.
every year. My favorite ornaments on your tree are the Muppets.
Oh, my husband gives those to me every year.
Yeah.
One a year.
The singing Muppets.
Yeah. Those were the beaker singing ornament was a fan favorite of the very youngest children who would play it nonstop.
Yeah.
It's probably the most worn out one.
They're pretty awesome. And then, of course, your beautiful Christmas tree topper.
Oh, the angel.
The very old angel. And then she gets swapped out.
Well,
something more durable.
unofficially, yeah. She gets swapped out for a star because she's very delicate.
Yeah.
She's made out of paper.
And paper and then like asbestos or something.
Just random stuff.
Yeah. It's like tinsel that's made out of probably fiberglass.
I'm sure it's
or-
terrible for your lungs.
It can't be good.
She's pretty, though.
She's pretty.
She's a cherub of sorts.
She's got to be like 1930s, 1940s.
Something like that, I think. I
Yeah,
don't
she's
know.
old.
There's something written on the back. Maybe
She's
I'll
old
read
like
it.
me.
So 70s.
So are you a real tree or an artificial tree person?
I have an artificial tree, but I'm a big fan of a real tree. And I keep threatening that we're going to get a real tree.
1 year.
And I keep getting reminded that I don't have the infrastructure.
Do you know that for every inch of trunk girth,
Where is this going?
for every inch of width of your trunk, you have to give it 3 gallons of water a day.
Wow.
3 gallons.
What?
So if you have like a really like big tree, like 3 inches, 9 gallons of water.
Holy
you're gonna be, like,
smokes.
putting in that thing a day.
I did not know that.
It's a fact. Well, I
Well-
don't know if it's a fact, but it's a tip. Do you want some fun facts about the City Hall Christmas tree?
Yeah, let's talk about the City Hall Christmas tree.
Really?
Yeah.
So the current City Hall Christmas tree is an artificial tree
Since
2019. Do you know why they switched to an artificial tree in 2019?
Well, I heard a rumor that it was about being more economical and more sustainable.
Yes, but the reason they made the switch in 2019 was because we had that crazy snowstorm in October.
Oh.
Remember when all the trees were
Yeah.
like, yeah. And so city crews and the urban forestry people were way too busy to go and get the tree and put
Oh.
up the tree. And it was like,
So you're saying the economical and sustainable was just a line?
it was a benefit of switching.
It was a post-rationalization.
So they weren't going to have a tree at all that year.
Yeah.
And then they bought a 28-foot tree to put up in the courtyard at City Hall.
Yeah.
And then last year, they switched the 28-foot tree for a 50-foot tree.
Wasn't there a year? I thought it was that year there wasn't a tree and somebody went and put like a little 2-footer on the base. Do you remember that?
No.
I remember
think they were
seeing
late
that.
putting it up, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I think somebody went and put a little 2-footer, like a little
Yeah.
tree.
So they've actually had to upgrade the base
Yes.
because the current tree, fully decorated, weighs just under 10,000 pounds.
Oh, wow.
And a natural tree, a 40-foot tree with lights on it, is only about 4,000.
Only.
Only. So
You
it's
know-
about twice the weight. So they had to upgrade the stand.
That's incredible. You know how much that tree cost?
It was like $50,000, wasn't it? More?
No, I think when completed,
Yeah.
like when it's full size, $175,000.
Oof. So they assemble it in pieces
Yeah.
in a warehouse. Like they decorate it in pieces and then they assemble it on site. 50 feet tall, 8,000 decorations this year.
Wow.
And they're all blue, gold, and white.
The city's colors.
Exactly. A lot of people are going, oh, it's the Bombers' colors, but it's actually the city's colors.
It's the city's colors.
City colors.
I mean,
60
that's why it's the Bombers' colors, but still.
Fun fact. This isn't the football episode.
No.
64,400 energy-efficient LED lights
Holy smokes.
adorn that tree.
Can you imagine what that doesn't cost now that it's not incandescence?
Yes.
That would be a remarkable difference.
It would be a huge savings. And it will be lit, as we will, into the new year.
Speaking of which, what
Speaking
are we
of which-
drinking tonight?
Oh, we have Dead Horse Cider from the Dead Horse Cider Co.
Yeah.
We just had some Feeling Fine apple. Get that? Did you get that? Fine apple. Now we're going to have some Look on the Bright Side. Side.
Oh,
A hefty... I'm mixing flavors, I think, at this point.
don't. Oh.
Oh.
Why are you
Okay,
doing
so
that?
what was the one that was red? Oh, Cherry On, good friends.
Cherry on, good friends.
Young Rebecca, will you be partaking?
She is of age, folks.
Just a gentle reminder that young Rebecca is allowed a sip of cider. So, the tree.
Yes.
So, before 2019, the City Hall tree was a donated spruce tree from a Winnipeg home. And you could nominate your tree.
Oh, cool.
And then the urban forestry department would go and they'd look at all the nominated trees.
They would evaluate.
They would evaluate. So it had to be between 40 and 50 feet tall.
Okay.
It had to be easily accessible because they had to pull it out of your yard intact.
Yeah.
So they couldn't be going through fences and different things like that. No brown needles. And they wanted a symmetrical tree.
Do they count the number of squirrels in the tree?
They give it a good shake. In 2013, the tree was from a North Kildonan family who donated their 42-foot tree. It was a 35-year-old tree.
Wow.
So when these people say, don't pull out a 100-year-old tree and stick it in front of City Hall, these trees are like younger than me. It's fine.
Wait. What's the size of the trunk
I don't know.
of a 40-foot tree?
How much
How many
water do you have to
gallons?
give it? How many rings? So their tree was selected, and then they got to attend the ceremonial lighting of the tree
Cool.
with a private reception for their friends and family with the mayor.
Neato.
It was really neat. They treated them like city royalty.
I like it.
It was pretty cool. That tradition began in the early 70s.
Yeah.
And before that, they would just get trees from wherever out in the country. I think one of the trees came from where St. Vital Center is standing now.
Oh.
They had to get rid of a tree. And the tradition of having a tree at City Hall has been in place since at least the 20s.
I've got it starting in 1915
That's possible.
with Mayor Wog
Uh-huh.
erecting a 40-foot fir.
Erecting.
Hundreds of
A 40-foot fir, you say?
a 40-foot fir with hundreds of lights. And that would have been in front of the so-called Gingerbread City Hall. Yeah.
Sometimes they would have 2 trees at the Gingerbread City Hall.
Well, hang on. So before they got there, though, so this first one has a little bit of a sad history because it was a...
Just going to bring us down.
Well,
Young Rebecca, take a sip.
drink up. The tree was decorated with flags of Allied nations because this was, of course, happening during World War I.
Aw.
And it was a fundraiser for families of the war dead.
That's adorable.
That practice was halted in 1918
Mm-hmm.
and returned in 1928. But at that point, they had many trees. They weren't just focused on one tree.
Mm-hmm.
And then halted in I don't know when, but brought back by friend of the pod, Stephen Juba.
Well, yeah, because they couldn't put a tree on the construction site at City Hall.
I mean, they could have, but it probably would have gotten hit by a bulldozer.
You know what I'm going to share on our socials? @MadeFromPod.
Nice.
A photo of the old Gingerbread City Hall with the Season's Greetings sign lit up.
Oh, yes. Yes,
It was
yes.
a very plain looking font. Season's Greetings.
It was
to
about the
all.
message, not
Yeah.
the font.
Well, tell that to your sister. Oh, shout out to Holly. So the other big, I think there's some big iconic things around town.
There's a few.
The 3 wise men on camels
Yes.
at Great West Life.
Yeah.
Or should we call it Canada Life?
Yeah.
We could.
All of the above.
Do you have fun facts about the 3 wise men?
I have some facts. I'm not sure how fun they are.
I have some fun facts.
Oh, okay.
We were debating earlier if they were who we say they are.
Yes.
There's many people that debate. Commonly known as the King of India, the King of Persia, and the King of Arabia.
Oh.
Melchior, Caspar, and Balthazar.
Yep.
But I'm sure other cultures might have different names for them.
There are several different versions of their names. Yeah.
They were either kings or scholars. Do you remember what they were bringing? What their gifts were?
Gold,
Mm-hmm.
frankincense,
Uh-huh.
and myrrh.
And what is myrrh?
No idea.
No idea.
Myrrh.
Myrrh. Hey, baby. Got you some myrrh.
Myrrh is what I call my dad.
So they have been in place every Christmas since 1973.
Yes.
And speaking of environmentally friendly solutions, they were put up as an alternative to the giant evergreen tree that Great West Life would bring in from BC every year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they were hauling a giant evergreen halfway across the country
Wow.
and putting it up. They contracted Reimer Display in 1973.
Yes.
And they're a Winnipeg-based company.
I think it might have been, was it a husband and wife team?
I don't know. The person who designed them was not married to any of the Reimers,
Okay.
from what I understand. She was a fine arts grad from U of M,
Yes.
named Suzanne Gauthier. She had them constructed out of plywood, styrofoam, a type of paper mache, and fiberglass. Or one account says it's made of something called silastic,
Yeah.
which is some sort of
Paper mache.
soaked something.
Is it like a material that hardens when it dries?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she had originally wanted the robes to blow.
Oh. Well,
And
you know
she
what?
has one of them wired and it does move.
The reins blow. There's tassels that kind of blow. So there's a little bit of movement.
Yeah. Suzanne Gauthier is now living on the East Coast. And she's amazed that they've lasted 49 Winnipeg winters.
But also, all they have to do is just be.
Yeah. All they have to do is be. They're 14 feet tall.
Yeah.
They're 3 feet shorter than the Golden Boy.
I did not know that.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
When you think of scale. They weigh 300 pounds each.
That's amazing.
And they're wrapped up and kept on the loading dock.
Oh,
For
really?
the rest of the year. Yeah.
No way.
So they're not dragged around the city and no chance of wrecking them that way. That's kind of cool.
That probably also contributes to their longevity.
Yes. They were one of my favorite things when I was little to see at Christmas time.
That's cool.
And my Nana lived out in St. James and we were in St. Vital. And my dad would plan the route so that we could go past the wise men.
It's not on the route.
It's not on the route at all.
I love it. That's awesome.
But yeah,
I
They're
heard a
kinda
rumor
cool.
it takes 6 hours to crane them into place.
Yes.
Oh, and don't forget the North Star.
The North Star as well is up on the building, is it not?
Yeah. It's kind of like a West Star to them.
It's not really facing north at all.
You know. But, you know.
But you'd think they had to compete with the Golden Boy for
I think they're bros.
glitzy glam
No, I think
for
they're
49
bros.
years.
Yeah. Golden Boy's like, cheers. And they're like, word.
1974.
Oh, I actually do have something that happened in 1973.
Okay, hit me.
Humbug.
I have 1974.
Whoa.
Oh, controversy.
Is that where you were headed?
I was heading there, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do 73, 74. I mean,
Okay,
really, if
how
you think
the
about
early
it.
70s? The humbug
Early to
sign,
mid.
in the apartments on Queen Street facing Route 90.
Yes.
First hung by Sidney Farmer in 1970.
Ish.
And he was doing it just to be different. He actually loved Christmas.
He did.
He was a very joyous man, very happy,
Yeah.
and he loved Christmas and just wanted to do something that would make people smile.
And both him and his family thought that they had to make sure everybody knew he he didn't begrudge Christmas at all. He loved it.
And the sign has moved a couple times.
Yeah.
People may have noticed.
But I think always on the 11th floor, right? They've always kept it on the top floor.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Oh,
Because
okay.
they moved from one building to another. They moved from the middle block to the north block.
Yes.
And then Mr. Farmer was moved to a nursing home in 2002. And when the caretaker was, or when the family was cleaning out his suite, the caretaker said, "Hey, can I have that sign and keep up the tradition?" And so his son, Sid Jr., thought he didn't have anywhere to display it where it would get that much exposure.
Yeah.
So he left it at the apartment, and it's been put up every year since.
By Don Gusta.
Has it? Was
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. At least as of last year.
Last year, our friends at OGC came out with a humbug beer.
Yes, they did. So on the topic of beer,
Yes.
I have something to tell you about.
Oh, boy.
Do you know about Drury's Brewery?
I do, and I know I can't pronounce it.
It's a good thing they're not rural. That's all I can say. So it started in 1877 at Redwood in Maine, when Edward Lancaster Drury purchased the Redwood Brewery, and he called it Drury's Lake of the Woods Brewery, which I think is very interesting. Drury's Brewery had a Christmas display, and they would encourage Winnipeggers to come down and park and walk around in this absolutely gorgeous Christmas wonderland. I can find zero information about this.
No, they didn't have cameras or computers back then.
It wasn't in
No
the
way of...
it wasn't in the 1877s.
Someone is still sketching it from memory.
Yes. Yeah, my dad went there as a kid. So
really?
Yeah. So
Was there beer?
not for the children. But one thing that I did read about Drury's is that they adhered to a buy local mentality, which generated a lot of respect from the local community.
Well, we encourage people to buy local.
We sure do.
Did you want to give a shout out to any of your favorite local shops? I can't even talk.
I
Do
don't
you have
know.
a list?
I don't
No.
have a list.
Well, there's lots of great shops in the Exchange.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention Preserve
Oh, yes.
at 686 Portage, right at the corner of Maryland and Portage.
Yes.
Just tucked in behind Hildegard's Bakery.
Yeah. Well, and while we're there, let's mention Hildegard's Bakery.
The gal who is behind Flora and Farmer, she had actually closed up her shop, but she's reopened it for this Christmas season.
Cool.
And she has jams and preserves and fermented foods and all the things that you might want to put in a gift basket
Cool.
or put on a charcuterie tray. My favorite is the Prairie Celebration jam.
Oh, nice.
It's rhubarb, strawberry, and sparkling cava,
What's cava?
like champagne,
Oh,
but not
yeah.
champagne because it's from Spain.
Spain panya.
Yeah, it's absolutely delicious.
You know what I call a charcuterie? Lunchables for adults. And they
true.
almost never give you the Kit Kat.
What about Happy Land Print Shop?
Yes.
She's pretty cool.
She's amazing.
She does all those prints with the neighborhoods of Winnipeg.
Yes.
I think there's a new Windsor Park one.
She's got such a cool style.
Such cool stuff. And lots of stuff that's kind of shouts back to things that we've talked about
Yes.
on the pod. She's got a Nutty Club and a Ray and Jerry's, and
Is she illustrating our podcast?
she should be.
Or are we podcasting her illustrations?
That's probably more likely. She also has some really cool Winnipeg stuff.
Yeah. Oh. Speaking of Winnipeg,
Yes.
did you see a listener sent us a picture of their pin? Lapel pin?
It was a lapel pin for the Winnipeg.
It was a legitimate lapel pin forged in metal.
We didn't believe it.
Nope.
Somehow the city pulled it off.
Yeah.
An enameled lapel pin.
No matter the lead time.
Didn't matter. It was old news by the time they got those pins out. Didn't matter.
Sorry for that derailment.
I was also going to say Riley Gray on Corridon.
What's that?
She's got some funky stuff, some stationery and some gifts, and
Cool.
yeah, young Rebecca highly recommends.
Still-
On Osborne, Small Mercies and Silver Lotus.
Yes.
If you like shiny things.
Yes. Who doesn't?
We do. And did you notice that Bose opened a shop on Academy?
No. Yes.
Did you know that Bose is a local company?
No. What?
Yeah, like Bose, like in the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a local Winnipeg company.
Okay, so speaking of Academy,
Yeah.
there's Beyond the Alley.
Yeah.
It's got some really amazing fashions.
Yep.
Margot and Maud.
Loca.
Also really cool fashions. What?
Loca Boutique.
Loca.
There's a 7-Eleven.
Amazing.
Slurpees. And
Not fashions. Everything but fashions.
do you know what's a great gift?
Wait.
If you
Is there
want-
still a Bernard Calabo?
No.
Not local,
No, but you know who is local?
but delicious.
Morden's.
Yes.
And then I would also say Decadence Chocolates.
Can
in
we
Wolseley
agree?
area.
Can we agree that nothing makes Christmas like a Russian mint?
If you like a Russian mint,
Yeah.
which I do. Decadence Chocolates on Sherbrooke, I want to say. She does some pretty cool stuff. And I think was the first person in the city making those hot chocolate bombs.
Oh, no way. Mm-hmm. Did you know that both of you asked the room a question and both of us waited for the one person who's not on mic to answer it?
Uh-huh. That's how this thing works.
You know who else does a nice special thing at Christmas time?
Me?
Yeah. But
But also not.
but also
Yeah.
O'Donuts.
Oh,
Speaking
yeah.
of local,
They do some good holiday donuts.
they're super pretty. Mm-hmm. Very edible.
All of their seasonal donuts are good.
They
and
are.
then all of their other donuts are good.
Yeah. So all of their donuts are good.
So basically, if you want to be the hero, just show up with a box of donuts.
You can't lose.
No.
You can even have gluten-free or vegan.
We should have a party where people show up with a giant box of something.
Isn't that literally every time we record?
Yeah, but I would like someone shows up with like a dozen donuts, and then someone else shows up with like 49 Ray and Jerry's party sandwiches, and
And then someone else shows up with a dozen O'Donuts.
I was gonna say a 20 of chicken McNuggets. That's only me.
I feel like we've had that party.
No.
So, do you know what Winnipeggers did before Eaton's and the Bay were around?
Oh, well, did they have to like trap things and make their own gifts?
Whittle things out of twigs?
Were they ordering from the Eaton's catalog?
No,
Was-
no,
it was
before. Pre-Eaton's.
Ooh, consumers distributing?
No, pre-consumers distributing.
Amazon.
Pre-Amazon.
We talking the river or the company?
Both.
I would say that they had to make their own gifts.
Well, they probably did, but those who were fortunate enough to spend money willy-nilly would go to the Imperial Dry Goods, which was at 460 Main.
Dry goods, you say?
Imperial Dry Goods. It was a store that you could buy your rat poison and a ball gown. And everything in between.
And everything was between a nickel and $4.
Yes. It was like the original Dollarama. And, but it closed in 1907. So it was opened in 1889
Okay.
and closed in 1907 because it couldn't compete with Eaton's.
Aww.
Wah, wah.
But really, Eaton's was pretty spectacular at Christmas.
Well, we're getting there.
Okay.
460 Main was featured in a Hallmark movie.
What?
Yeah. I don't know which one, though. So I feel like we have to go find out now.
A very dry good Christmas.
Or a Royal Bank Christmas. I don't know.
Do you remember the antique store that used to be right across the board? Right beside
Yes.
Parlor? Yeah.
The little building.
Yes.
Yes.
That was featured in a Hallmark movie.
Was it?
Yes.
Like a
In
Hallmark.
the Christmas Connection.
Was it really?
It was.
Oh, okay, cool.
She goes in to buy a special gift, and the clerk is like, "What about this washboard?"
What?
She's like, I don't know, maybe this music box. But the washboard was a great suggestion.
Of all the options.
Yeah.
Not a lamp, a washboard.
The washboard.
Eaton's,
Yep.
a worthy opponent, of course, was known for its window displays.
Yes.
What do you have on that?
I got nothing. I told you to prepare something.
Oh, okay.
Miss Eaton's expert.
Well,
Miss Pumpkinhead.
In 1905,
Yeah.
Santa arrived in Winnipeg by train.
That's cool. Like right to Union Station.
Yeah, right to
Okay.
Union Station, which I think we'll probably feature in a future episode.
Okay. Sounds
And
like a threat.
and he paraded down Main Street, turned west on Portage,
Yep.
and then made his way to the Eaton store, which is where he ended the parade, and then of course spent the majority of the balance of the holidays in Toyland.
Was that the genesis of the Santa Parade?
It was.
Because
Because
young Rebecca and I both learned something new today.
one of the displays that was designated to coordinate with the Santa Claus Parade is now in the Western Development Museum in Saskatchewan.
That's kooky.
Yeah. Yeah.
See if we can get that back this summer.
It was like full of animatronic people and critters.
That's pretty cool.
And it was aircraft technicians and World War II veterans who built these mechanical figures.
Cool.
And they used plaster Paris and Air Force navigational motors.
As one does.
As one does. Just whatever you have laying around, right? And after many years on display in Winnipeg, the display spent some time in storage before being sold to smaller Eaton stores in 1976. The Saskatoon Eaton store then bought up all the pieces and displayed them proudly until 1984.
Mm-hmm.
And then the window display was donated to the, what did I call it? Western Development Museum in 1987. And it has been delighting crowds every winter season since their Eaton's Once Upon a Christmas exhibit.
Well, let's see if we can get that back. You know who would help champion that?
Who?
Corey Q.
Yeah. Corey, if you're listening.
Corey, friend of the pod.
Homework. So that's what I have for Eaton's.
Did you go shopping at Eaton's or the Bay as a child at Christmas time?
I did. And I feel like I was reaching an age where I would probably really enjoy shopping at either store when they both more or less closed.
Ah.
And what I remember most recently was cresting the escalator and just the view was Toyland.
Yeah.
And there was Santa's, or not Toyland, but Santa's workshop. There was the workshop and you could go in and you could look at toys. And
It was so cool. We used to, my Nana would take me downtown and we would do dinner at the paddle wheel,
oh, nice.
do the Santa picture, and then I could go and, I think, look at toys, and whatever I expressed interest in, she would sneak off and purchase something. And it would be wrapped up Christmas morning. It
That's amazing.
was very sweet.
I'm not sure how long it lasted, but I think I read that only one elevator went to Toyland.
Okay.
And so at Eaton's. So it was probably, I don't have memories of this, but it was probably very similar. You would come off the elevator and just have this amazing view.
Like that scene in Elf
Yes.
where he decorates the toy
There's
section.
no singing in the North Pole. Yes, there is. So what else do you have in your notes?
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Nutcracker,
Oh, please do.
because although I'm afraid of nutcrackers,
You like to research them?
I really enjoy the Nutcracker.
Can I show you what I have for the Nutcracker?
Yeah. She's got nothing. And she typed out, I got nothing.
I got nothing. I ran out of time.
So I remember going to the Nutcracker when I was very little. I was very ballet obsessed.
Oh, really? You?
Yeah, I know.
What?
I'm a delicate flower.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be a dancer.
You're an aloe
Yeah.
plant.
A little bit prickly.
But a healer. Sorry.
Just cracked me open. I even had one of Evelyn Hart's point shoes
What?
autographed, and I would stand in it in my bedroom.
Ew.
Like I would stand up on
Wow.
point. Ew.
Well,
I was
aren't
standing in greatness. I don't care if there was sweat.
I was more worried about the blood.
Oh, no. It was fine. She was a professional.
All right.
The current version of the Nutcracker,
Yes.
the RWB has been performing it since 1999.
Yes.
And it's very Canadian.
It's even Winnipeggy.
It's very Winnipeggy. There's a little bit of Parliament Hill. When they have the fight with the mice. It's on Parliament Hill. Young Rebecca's eyes are the size of saucers. Some of the things that make the RWB's version special. The Rusalka Ukrainian Dance Ensemble is often included. And I think they're going to be doing this year's performances.
That would be amazing.
So they take part in the Russian dance, and it is phenomenal. I always cry. I cry through the whole thing.
Oh.
Like right from I'm crying now, aren't I? Look at look at.
You didn't even cry at the first City Hall tree.
I know. The Winnipeg Jets playing hockey in the opening scene.
Yes, that's the best.
That's the best.
Yeah.
Celebrity party guests.
Yeah.
Who in the past have included the Crash Test Dummies.
Yeah.
Nia Vardalos.
Who's
from My
that?
Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh, yeah.
She's a Winnipegger. And Satina Loren, Winnipeg drag queen.
Of course.
Just to name a few people. And there's a couple parts of it that are absolutely fantastic, including when all the little polar bears come out.
Yes.
The ballet students dressed as polar bears.
And they're like, they pick the kids who can dance the least.
They're very
they're
little,
so
and
adorable.
They're in these costumes with great big paws. They're just sort of tumbling all over the place.
They're perfect.
And then the bear Filbert. It's like the RWB's mascot bear.
Yeah.
And Filbert steals a cake and...
Well, he's the comedy relief, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Filbert kind of does his thing.
Yeah.
So every year they do a Nutcracker tea at the Fairmont.
Oh, I
and
didn't
they
know
always
that.
say that, ooh, there's going to be a special guest. And I bet it's Filbert.
It's always Filbert.
It's got to be Filbert. I've never been. But I'm willing to bet it's Filbert.
And you don't know, and you don't want to know if it isn't.
Right. Like, unless it's Filbert, I'm not going to have any FOMO.
Yeah.
But yeah, like super fun for all ages.
I feel like I read somewhere that the Nutcracker wasn't actually a Christmas story.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? It wasn't a Christmas story originally, but then it was sort of fashioned by the RWB as a Christmas, like, because even RWB used to play it year round, but then they sort of fashioned it into a Christmas story.
That's possible.
And then it became more of an exclusive at Christmas thing, but I also could be making that up. I don't know.
Because it's really just a gift that's given to...
Yeah. And it could be a birthday party. I think it started as a birthday party or something. Barbie. Young Rebecca wants everyone to know that Barbie Nutcracker is the true meaning of Christmas. She's receiving no resistance from Roy.
Do you have a favorite Christmas cartoon or animated movie? Don't say Barbie Nutcracker.
No.
That's already taken.
If I had to pick one, it would be Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the Christmas tree.
Yeah. If I could pick more than one to be top, the Grinch would be, the animated Grinch would be my second choice. What about you?
Pretty standard answers.
I know. Whatever. I'm not special. What about you?
Okay, so there's this movie, and I don't know what it's called, but it's all these little mice.
It's a great way to start.
Right? It's like all these little mice.
Stuart Little?
No. But they live in this town and they do all these things.
Fievel.
Is it? It's not Fievel. I'm pretty sure it's not Fievel. But this one mouse breaks the town clock. Like there's a clock tower and he somehow breaks it. He's like dicking around in it and he breaks it. And if the clock doesn't chime on Christmas Eve, Santa won't stop in this town.
Are you sure this wasn't just a nightmare you had?
No. And so there's this little song that the clock plays, but this mouse breaks the clock and it won't chime and it won't play the song.
So
he's afraid that Santa won't come. And he's torn because he has to confess.
Oh.
But he doesn't. He doesn't want to confess, but he has to confess because the clock needs to get fixed.
Right.
And so I think he ends up spilling the beans, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but the clock plays the little song and Santa
Did you
stops.
just spoil it for everybody?
I just spoiled it for everybody. But it has this little, the song in it is like Christmas bells are calling, Santa, Santa.
And that sounds kind of familiar.
Right? Oh, I found it.
What is it?
It was called 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, 1974.
Oh, I recognize that. Them. Those people. Those are people, not mice.
For live Christmas movies, Elf.
Yes, 100%. Well,
1 year I watched Elf every day in December. I don't need to do that again, but I don't regret it.
you had a 31 elf month.
I really did.
I like A Christmas Story, but a big part of that is because as a kid we watched it every year as a family.
Fun fact.
Please indulge me.
I've never seen it.
Fun fact, I'm pretty sure my husband hasn't seen it either.
I just wanted to say, as this year comes to a close, is it?
Yeah.
It will be closing.
Yeah. Except
you're-
technically not in this episode, but
No, but this is our 9th episode,
yeah.
and we've got number 10 right around the corner.
Yeah.
And we wanted to thank our listeners
We did, and I have an announcement.
for coming along for the ride. Oh boy, there's an announcement. Everyone is getting $100 for listening.
No. Also lies. No, we have an announcement. We have over 500 listens.
Well, that's exciting.
Isn't it?
Are most of them you? We have a listener in Sweden.
We have a new listener in Sweden. Shout out to Sweden.
Shout out to
Can we shout out to all the countries? So we have listeners in Canada,
ooh.
most unshockingly, the United States of America,
Uh-huh.
Iceland. This is in order of, I think, numbers too.
Is it? What about Brazil?
Brazil's there, United Kingdom, Germany, Mexico, Spain,
Uh-huh.
Guatemala,
Ooh.
and most recently, Sweden.
That's exciting. Do you think they know what we're talking about with all these Winnipegisms?
Well, I'm assuming most of them are Winnipeggers.
Oh, like expats.
I think so.
Oh, a little piece of home.
Yeah, I hope.
Well, that's exciting.
I thought that was exciting.
Shout out to our many listeners around the world.
And those right here at home.
Well, yeah, who know what we're talking about
Yes.
and stick with us anyway.
Continue to listen. Inexplicably. No, we love it.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Should we sing a special holiday
No.
version of Cue the Music?
Sure not. Surely not.
Young Rebecca
mean,
was in a choir.
go
She could do
ahead.
it for us. Tune in next time for a choral version of our theme song.
Wherein we promise we won't sing.
Cue the instrumental.